As college students ourselves, we can all appreciate the importance of the many joys that coffee provides us. In fact, up to 40% of college students drink coffee every day. We, as students, use coffee as a way to cope with sleep deprivation and stress that has accumulated from the ongoing massive assignments, exams, and group projects that professors place on us. One would assume that having two Starbucks locations on campus would help in assisting our caffeine cravings. Yet, unfortunately, the problem with both of the locations is having to deal with the long lines and wait times. Hi, I'm Dana, Helena, Eric, Sim, and Riley, and we are the Pro Caffeinators. We set out on a quest to help solve this issue once and for all, saving the lives of UW students.
So this brings us to our research question. How do we improve the level of service, specifically speed, at the on-campus Starbucks locations? In order to solve this problem, we chose to gather data by conducting interviews because qualitative data provides an interesting narrative with much higher ecological validity than quantitative research. We interviewed a total of 5 baristas from both the Suzzallo and Hub locations. We asked each of them the following questions to pinpoint factors in their work environment that affected the amount of time it took to get orders out to the customers. 1. What are some factors that greatly contribute to how quickly you make a drink? 2. Describe an example of a rough workday at Starbucks. 3. Describe an example of a great workday at Starbucks. 4. What are some methods you use to increase efficiency while at work? 5. What would you suggest to improve the speed of service?
After listening to multiple baristas, it was clear to us that the most important issue to focus on was the poor structure of training of new baristas.
More rough days is just like when we have a lot of new trainees, and in the process during a rush, that can be kind of rough.
I don't know, maybe like when they're new people and stuff, and like trying to like get to know them more, and then like also help them turn on and stuff, and then like it's really hard when we're really busy, because like you're echoing what you're saying, and like all that has a big rough day.
Okay. And then what's a great day?
Thanks for food.
Yes. Yes. When we have like a full staff that knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What are some methods you could use to increase efficiency while at work?
And maybe like a big thing would be training beforehand. We try to do a lot of training on our slow times, but even then, it can be kind of hectic just because we still are like being accustomed to the customer and talking with them. I feel like if we had more off hours training, if that makes sense, like more on Saturdays or Sundays, that would be like more useful. And then I also feel like our employees would be more like calm, like even the new ones and the old ones. Yeah. Yeah, or even the simplicity of knowing the menu, especially as like you're new, you have a lot of questions, which is like totally fine. But like, I also feel like it does detract from not only like the customer's experience, but also just like time efficiency. If you have to like turn around from the register and be like, hey, like what does this mean, or like can we do this, or like things like that.
Poor structure of the training process led to a loss in efficiency and increased chaos for everyone, causing a slowdown in the production of drinks. While there were many solutions that can be implemented to improve the speed of creating a drink at Starbucks, based off the interviews we gathered, we proposed the following solution. Transition training shifts to off-hour times, such as Saturday for Suzzallo and Sundays for the Hub. The management should especially utilize the Hub being closed on Sundays to get new trained staff on the machinery/process. They can also take advantage training new baristas early mornings and evenings.
Our solution will improve the speed of service in a variety of ways. In order to continue to discuss why we came to this solution, let's discuss the simplified process of creating a drink and handing out food at Starbucks. This simplified process is as follows. The first barista is at the register writing orders on cups and bags, which they then hand off to the second barista, who pours milks and syrups into the cup. The drink then goes to the third barista, who adds steamed milk and any finishing touches, and then hands it off to the customer. If at any point any improperly trained new employee is inserted into the process, it slows everyone down. This is because the Starbucks production line is highly sequentially interdependent. Sequential interdependence is when one unit in the overall process produces an output necessary for the performance by the next unit. The most obvious example would be an assembly line. New baristas are currently being trained in a high-volume work environment on campus. Our new proposition is to change the way they train baristas. Rather than putting untrained employees out on the floor immediately, Starbucks should take advantage of training during off-hour times, where the location is closed and there are no customers. They then can transition employees to training during times where it is the least busy, such as early mornings as well as late evening. Only then should the new baristas be allowed to work the busy shifts.
Having untrained employees slows things down even more because of the organizational behavior theory of coordination loss. Coordination loss states that when you have more workers on a task, the less team performance matches expected team performance. 3 contributors to coordination loss are production blocking, which is waiting on others to finish their work before you can do your own; conceptual blocking, which is the inability to listen and think at the same time; and segmentation, which is focusing on dividing labor at the expense of the end product. Because of the sequential interdependence of this job, the biggest contributor to their coordination loss is production blocking. By incorporating new baristas to be trained during busy times, this adds an extra body to this work sequence that can disrupt the workflow of other baristas. The underperformance of new trainees will also affect the time it takes to create a drink. The Hub and Suzzallo locations currently do not utilize training off hours. By transitioning training shifts to off-hour times, dedicating the extra time new employees will be helpful in the long run. In conclusion, to summarize our findings, we have organizational problems, which is how do we improve the level of service, specifically speed, at the on-campus Starbucks. The main OB theory we applied was coordination loss, mainly due to production blocking, which can help with the solution of transitioning training shifts to off-hour times on Saturday and Sunday, and utilize the Hub being closed on Sundays to get new staff trained on the machinery and process.